Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. I am Preeti, working as Oracle Fusion Functional Consultant. So in today's video, we will see how to integrate the project module with the fixed asset module. So what we do in the projects, we create the dummy asset and then we push the cost of that dummy asset to the fixed asset. We capitalize the cost of that asset in the fixed asset by pushing the cost from projects to fixed asset module. So for its integration purpose, we have to do some basic configuration in the fixed asset module first. So these are the basic configurations that need to be done in the fixed asset module. These are the configurations that are done by the financial consultant team. But as a PPM consultant, you should know how to configure these basic configurations of fixed asset modules. So first we will move to the application to see how these basic configurations of fixed asset can be done in the application. So you have to create the fiscal year. This is the standard set of year. And then you have to create the asset calendar. Then in the prorate calendar, you have to decide on what basis you have to charge the depreciation on your fixed assets. Then in the fixed asset module, you have to maintain the asset book under which you have to keep all your assets. If you want to run the depreciation, it will run on the asset book basis. You cannot run the depreciation on single asset. Then you have to create the asset categories where you will give the depreciation method. Now we will move to our application to see how to do these basic configurations in the application. So this is our application. First, for configuring the fixed asset module setups, you have to provide your user with the following roles, that is asset accountant and asset accounting manager. For that, you have to go through the navigator, then go to tools, go to security console, click on the user tab. Now search here for username. You can see here the roles that I have told you that your user should have before configuring the fixed asset module, asset accountant and asset accounting manager. So these are the two roles that are required to configure the fixed asset module setup. So this user already have these fixed asset module roles. Now, if in case your user does not have these roles, you have to provide it. For providing the roles, you have to click on this edit icon. Then you have to click on this add role tab. And here you have to search for the role that you have to provide to your user. So the original role has already been provided to this Casey Brown user, so it is not displaying here. So in this way, you can provide the role to your user. After providing the role to your user, you have to run the LDEP job in the schedule processes. After providing the role, you have to give the data access to your user for these rows at business unit level and asset book level that we will see after creating the asset book. Now go to home page. Now for configuring the fixed asset module setups, you have to go to the setup and maintenance first. Now in the setup area, select fixed asset. Select financials here. Under this, you will find the fixed asset module. You can see here the functional area as fixed assets. Click on it. And these are the setups that are related to fixed asset module. So we will start with creating the fiscal year, which is nothing but the standard set of period. So these are the already created fiscal years. For creating new fiscal year, you have to click on this create icon. Give the name of fiscal year here. Now you will see this add icon is faded out. When you will click on this save icon, it will get activated. You can see here. Now click on this add. Give the fiscal year here, and then you have to give the start date and the end date for this fiscal year. Now click on this add icon, and system will take automatically the rest of the years based on the last year that you have entered manually. So I'm taking only 2 years for now. Click on save and close. Click on done. Now create the asset calendars where you will break these fiscal years into the period. In the asset calendar task, you have to decide how many periods you want to have in your fiscal year. Now click on this add icon. Give the name here. Now here you have to associate your fiscal year with the asset calendar. So this is the fiscal year that we have created now. Now it is asking for periods per year. So how many number of periods you want in your fiscal year, you have to mention it here. So I'm taking it as 12 periods. Whether you want to add the suffix to your periods, you can see here, you want to take it as calendar, fiscal or none. So I'm taking it as fiscal. Now click on add icon. Give the name to your period here. Like the start date. So I will take it as January 1, 22 to 31 January 22. So for the first 12 periods, you have to give the period name manually, and after that, system will take it automatically. You can see here the period start date and end date is taken by the system automatically based on this first record that you have entered manually. Only you have to give the period name here. Click on add icon and now system will take the record automatically. After 12 periods, it will take the period name automatically. You only have to click on this add icon. So we successfully added the number of periods in the asset calendar. Now you have to click on save and close and then click on done. Now you have to go to the prorate conventions. Here you will decide how to charge the depreciation on the fixed asset. Click on this create icon. Click the reference data set here. Then select the fiscal year here. Now click on this add icon. Now it is taken the start date automatically. It have taken the start date from the fiscal year. And now here you have to select the end date. And here you have to select the date on which you want to calculate your depreciation. So I want to charge the depreciation at the end of the month. Click on this add icon, and now system will take rest of the data automatically based on the first data that you have entered manually. Now click on save and close. Click on done here. Now go to next task, that is manage depreciation method. Here you can create your own depreciation method. Else you can use the predefined depreciation methods that are provided by the Oracle. For creating your own depreciation method, you have to click on this create icon. Give the description here now. Click the method type as calculated. Now it will be charged depreciation on the basis of SLM method because we have taken the method type as calculated. Now, whether you want to take the life of the asset in years or in periods, so I'm taking it as life in periods. So I've created 24 periods, so I'm taking life as 24 periods. This is only for practice purpose. You can fill out the details here as per your business requirement. So we have filled the mandatory details. Now click on save and close. We use this depreciation method when we create the asset category. While creating the asset category, you have to give the depreciation method. So when you will run the depreciation, it will fetch the information for depreciation from the asset category tasks. Now you have to create the asset book. As I told you, all the assets will be maintained under the asset book. So this is a very mandatory setup. Now for creating new asset book, you have to click on this create icon. Give the name here. We have two type of books, that is corporate and one is text. So right now we are creating the corporate book. Select the ledger here. Now in the depreciation calendar, you have to select the depreciation calendar or asset calendar that we have created. So this is the one that we have created in our last practice. You can see here that you have selected only the depreciation calendar, and the associated physical year that we have created is automatically associated here, and also it have taken the prorate calendar automatically. Now, what is the current period? Say right now May 23 is going on, so I'm taking it as May 23. Then you have to select how you want to divide the depreciation, on the basis of days or evenly. So I'm taking it as evenly. For what purpose you want to use this book? Depreciate if retired in the first year. So I am enabling this checkbox. Then allow ledger posting. Then here you have to mention the accounts. You can see here you have to give the asset clearing account. If there are any gains or loss, you can select the accounts here for proceeds, gain, loss, proceed or sale clearing. So whenever you will create the depreciation or you will sell out the asset, from where it will fetch the account. So while creating the asset book, you have to mention all the accounts. Then at the time of creating any transaction, system will be able to fetch the accounts for journal entries from these accounts that you are mentioning here. Now click on this search icon. So all the accounts are default, but in the account you have to search for it. See, as I told you, you have to give the asset clearing account here. Select this and then click on OK. Again, click on OK. If you are retiring the asset and there is any retired gain, then you have to give the account that is related to the gain. You can see here that gain on retirement proceed of sale. Click on OK. Now search for loss. This is the account that is loss on retirement proceed of sale, and then click on OK. So these are the accounts for the if any gain or loss incurred at the time of removal 78530 and 78540. Now in the asset depreciation method, we have to select the reference data that we have selected while creating the depreciation method. Search for US1 view set. So this was the reference data set that we have selected while creating the depreciation method. Now click on save and close. Now our next important task is to create the asset category or to associate your asset book to any existing asset categories. Now go to asset categories. You have two options while creating the asset category. One, you can create the new asset category from this create icon, or in the predefined asset categories, you can associate your asset book and then you can provide the mandatory accounts there and you can select the depreciation details there. So in my case, what I will do, I am using the predefined categories which are provided by the Oracle, and then in that category, I will provide my asset book. Now say I'm taking it as a computer mobile, and then I have to go and click on edit icon. I can see here that you have to provide the asset book here. For that, you have to click on this create icon. So this is the asset book that we have created in our last practice. Now here you have to provide the mandatory accounts. Whenever you will create any transaction which is related to asset which fall under this asset category and it is associated with this book, then system will fetch the accounts at the time of transaction from the accounts that you will mention here. Now you can see that rest of the accounts has been taken by the system by default, but in the account you have to enter it manually. Search for computer, pick this account, then go to asset clearing area and select the asset clearing account as default. Select the depreciation reserve account here. Click on OK. So we have provided all the mandatory accounts that was needed. Now move to next tab, that is default rules. And here you have to provide the depreciation details. Click on this create icon. As I told you, while creating the asset category, you have to mention the depreciation method. Search for the depreciation method that we have created. So we have given the life in periods, so select the periods here. Now, which prorate convention calendar you want to associate it with? Let's check what is the problem coming in this prorate convention. Go to depreciation method task. So there must be some issue in the instance because I have provided all the informations that are given are correct, but there's some issue that it is not taking prorate convention because the fiscal year which is associated with this depreciation method, on the basis of that it fetched the prorate convention and retirement convention automatically, but right now it is not taking. Let's check one more time. Let's check all the configurations that we have done. So we have associated our fiscal year here. Everything is right here. So there is some issue in instance because we have changed the depreciation method, but it is still not taking the prorate convention and retirement convention. So we'll check this and we'll get back to you. So let's leave this. So in this way, while creating the category, you have associate the asset book that you have created, and also you have to provide the depreciation method. Now click on save and close. So these were the basic setups that are required to be done in the fixed asset module before proceeding to the project module. When these are the configurations that are already set up in your fixed asset module, then only you can perform the integration from project to fixed asset module. So in our next session, we will discuss how to integrate the cost from project to fixed asset module. Thank you so much. Have a good day.